joining me for this full-length Pilates Reformer class to have a strong girl summer, or guy summer if that's what you're doing. So, the first thing that I want to talk about are my props. I have a box, I have a sticky mat, 1 to 2, depending on your needs for standing side controls. And I also have my standing platform because I prefer it to this guy. If you want 1 sticky mat for your box for swan and 1 sticky mat for your standing platform, then obviously 1 sticky mat's the way to go. But if you like a sticky mat on your carriage and a sticky mat on your standing platform, you're gonna want 2. Something else to talk about, I have 1 red spring on right now. That is 1 medium spring for myself. I do not cue for half springs or to put any springs in the buttons, so if you prefer to do that, please do so. But I am going to take my handles, which I do have my handles on, not my feet straps. If you're double loops, that's fine. And I'm going to place them on the side. I'm going to begin class by straddling my machine. If you have a problem straddling your machine, or you're unable to do so, or uncomfortable doing so, please feel free to do these exercises with hand weights. We're going to do a double pull, a single pull, and a rotational pull where we're just moving from the belly button up and our hips are not moving, turned out in a wide Pilates V squat. You're welcome to do these without straddling the machine. So, let's go ahead. And in order to straddle the machine, again, I took my handles off to the side so I'd have less to trip on. I'm going to hold on to my shoulder blocks first. Then I'm going to take my leg closest to the machine and bring it over the top of the machine to straddle. I am 5'6". This is a little wide for me personally, depending on how tall you are and with my arm length. So I like to sit a little bit closer to the pegs, like right in front of my headrest when it's up, because when I rotate to pull, I find I'm really getting into it with the rest of my body when I do that otherwise. And I want to isolate it for just a shoulder rotation for the oblique. So I want to be a little closer to my machine for that. I have 1 red on again, 1 medium. I'm going to place my fingertips on the tops of the shoulder blocks. I'm not jamming my shoulders forward, they're rounding up, back and down, and that's another reason I'm so close. Now I'm going to bend my elbows back towards the bottom tips of my shoulder blades, pull back gently. Not a ton, just a little bit. I'm really maintaining that squat. I'm rotating my femur and my hip socket. I'm drawing my ribs together. I'm trying to stack my shoulders over my hips. So if you have a mirror nearby where you can check that, go ahead and do so. Try not to lean into the machine too much. And pull and release. 1 more, release. Take your right hand, place it on the small of your back on your sacrum, just like we would do for standing side controls later, just on one side. Now just the left hand, pull and pull. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch hands. Right fingertips on the shoulder block, left hand on your sacrum, roll your shoulder side back and down, and pull your shoulder blade back for 10. 9, or your elbow back. Here's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now, switch your hand on your sacrum again. Take your left hand, bend it across your body, and reach for the shoulder block. Now, try not to move anything from the belly button below, and rotate your upper body to hold the tip top of the shoulder block, and then pull it back and rotate, and pull back and rotate. 3. Deepen your squat. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I know that on that one, I do tend to hinge forward a little bit. That's, it is what it is. I prefer not to do that, but try to maintain a flat back hinge to it, not round forward. So left hand behind your low back, hand across your body, rotate the shoulder blades from the belly button up. You'll know if you start twisting down here because your calves and knees will start touching the reformer very funny. And pull, rotate, 2. Exhale. 5. Pull from the underarm, not from the neck. 2, 1. Place both hands on the shoulder blocks. Take that leg that's further, or take one leg, swing it over. Come up to standing up tall. That's it for straddling the carriage today, guys. Oh. It's always fun to do something different for a warm-up, right? So now let's go ahead and move into footwork. For footwork, I like 3 to 4 springs on. I go my 4 heaviest springs. I do not use the yellow or light spring on here. My lightest spring is a blue. My medium spring is a red, and I have 3 heavies or 3 greens on my machine personally. So for footwork, I use 3 heavies, 1 medium. On my machine, that equates to 3 greens, 1 red. Let's go ahead and come down to lying on our backs. Head rests up. We're gonna start in a Pilates V on the heels. Our knees are tracking over our big toe. We have a nice neutral spine. Inhale to press out. Pause to the top and resist it back in. And inhale and exhale. Inhale. 4. We're moving at a more vigorous pace, but we aren't losing any of the movement. Here's 9 and 10. Now, rotate everything so it's parallel. I'm squeezing everything together. Inside aspects of my feet, calves, knees, inner thigh, and press out. 1, and resist. 2, 3. My belly button's drawing up and in. My ribs are drawing together. I have a nice soft collarbone. Whew. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, oh, my feet are off, and 10. Good. Now, turn it out to Pilates V. Slide your heels to the outside of the foot bar. My toes are still pulling back in a flex foot position. My knees are still tracking over my big toe. And when I press out and I pause at the top, I think of narrowing my sits bones and tweezing my pelvis before I resist it back in. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Keep that pelvis nice and flat, or that sacrum nice and flat. Now, slide it up to a high heel, force arch, or demi-point position where the weight is situated between the big toe and the second toe on the foot bar. My knees are still tracking over my big toe, and I press it out. We are increasing the tension of the springs or the weight because we are stretching them even further now. See if you can notice anything shifting in your neutral spine while you're doing this movement, and see if you can eliminate that. We're just creasing at the hips and straightening at the hips. And one more. Now, before we go to a parallel high heel position, we are going to work in a Pilates V high heel position on our toes. So, as we press out and in for 10, we're going to be doing it in a Pilates high heel or demi-point or force arch position. And then when we go to do the trotting and a double heel lower lift, we're going to bring everything to parallel. So to begin, we're going to go for 10, tweeze the sits bones, narrow the pelvis, and resist. And tweeze and narrow. Keep breathing. Feel the wrap of the thigh from the inner aspect of the knee to the hip. Good. 6. See if you can feel anything in your hip shifting. Go ahead and place your hands on your hips. One more, out and in. Now staying in a high heel position, just bring everything to parallel. Press it out. And now we're going to lower heels for 1, 2, 3, and lift up for 1, 2, 3. We're going to begin with this because we're going to get some heel stretches on the trotting. Find a nice breath work. See if you can find some even work here. It's nice and slow. Nice and controlled. Here's Here's 9. Lengthen energy up through your head. Now stay up at the top. Now drop your left heel under. Take your right foot, slide it under the foot bar. Flex your foot and pull back on the foot bar with your toes so you can increase the stretch on the calf on the left foot. Now release that and press back up to both toes. Bend the left knee, drive your right heel under, take your left foot, press it under the foot bar, flex that foot and pull the foot bar so you can increase the stretch on your right calf. Now release and bring everything back up. Now we're gonna just go ahead and trot, so left heel under and lift. Right heel under and lift, and left, and lift. Don't allow your hips to rock. Just crease and uncrease, crease and uncrease. So you shouldn't be rocking and rolling across your back. 7, 8, 9, and here's 10. Drop both heels under, micro bend your knees. Resist the carriage back in with control. Roll to your side, come up to sitting tall. Today for footwork, we're just going to go over to 1 medium, 1 light spring. On my machine, that's 1 red, 1 blue. We're just going to be doing some single leg work with some leg lower lift in a sort of a one-legged scissor. Don't think of tucking your tail, but think of more just loosening up the back of the leg through the hamstring and really warming it up for the exercises today. I'm going to come into a Pilates V position with both feet on the foot bar. I'm squeezing my heels together, my toes are apart. I'm going to extend my left leg over the foot bar in a Pilates V position. I do not want my back to arch here. I'm going to pull it down. And then we're going to press out and bring my left foot up to the ceiling. Don't allow your tail to tuck to get here. So only go up as high as you can while keeping a flat sacrum. And as you bend your right knee, bring that leg over the foot bar. And lift and lower. Shoot energy out of those toes, really lengthening. Here's 6. The squatting was a lot of work. So we're just loosening up in the legs a little bit. Here's 9. 1 more. And come all the way back in. Replace the left foot in the Pilates V position on the foot bar. Now float your right foot off in turned out position and extend that leg over the foot bar. Don't rest it there. Now as you press out with your left leg, float your right leg up to the ceiling as high as you can without tucking in your tail, lifting off your sacrum. As you bend your left knee, bring that right leg over the foot bar. And lift and lower. Here's 3. Don't forget to continue breathing. Here's 5. Again, we're just creasing and uncreasing at the hip for this movement. It is a challenge on our core and our neutral spine to move while we're doing this work. 1 more. Good. Bring your foot down. Bring your feet a little bit wider than your hips. Rest your arches on the foot bar. We're going to windshield wiper our knees from side to side. You can gently float the opposite hip off the mat, but don't allow your ribs to fly off. It's going to crank your spine a little hard, and we do not want that today. Keep breathing. After this, we're going to go into hundreds and coordination, and then we're going to do the rowing series. So, the first thing I'm going to do is locate my straps. My feet are still on the foot bar. I'm going to pull the straps gently, so I'm engaging by wrapping my ribs, squeezing under my arms, and my straps are now hovering over my sternum and 12th rib. I'm going to march my right leg up to tabletop, my left leg. I'm going to inhale, exhale to curl up and lower. And curl up and lower. And I'm going to curl up and extend it to working level and begin my hundreds. And extend. And now I'm going to begin pumping. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Don't crunch your chin to your chest. Imagine that you have an orange under your chin. Squeeze your inner thighs. Squeeze your glutes. Drop your belly to your spine. hips long. Don't wing them up to the ceiling. And really squeeze under your arms here. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Squeeze your heels strongly to really engage your thigh. Final set. So 2, 3, 4, 5. Draw your knees to your chest. Draw your hands in so your biceps are crunched into your ribs and your hands are up at your shoulders. We're ready for the coordination from here. If you can pull your knees in and keep a flat sacrum, begin from this position. It is a harder position to maintain, so if you need to, start from tabletop. We're going to inhale, exhale, curl up, extend our arms, extend our legs out in parallel. Turn it out to Pilates feet. Open our legs the width of the foot bar, squeeze them back together. Turn back to parallel, draw our knees back in, and bring our hands back to our shoulders, squeezing our biceps into our ribs. If you need to rest your head, neck, and shoulders, please do so. Otherwise, stay in a curl and extend. Turn it out. Open, close, parallel, pull, bring the hands in, and extend. Turn it out. Open, close, parallel, draw it in. We have 2 more just like this, and then on the 6th one, we're going to add on. Final one before the add-on. Now extend and scissor, scissor, 2. Stay in curl up, 4, 5, 6. Bring both legs back down, draw them in, bring your hands in, rest your head, neck, and shoulders. Pike your straps, come up to sitting, drop your headrest. We're going to reduce our spring tension to 1 medium spring. On my machine, I'm working on 1 rep. I'm going to face my uprights with my legs through my headrest. If you need to cross your legs, great. But after we do the first exercise, go ahead and switch the flip of your leg so the other leg is on top, just in case I forget to keep it, right? I'm going to hold on to my straps. I'm going to come to the hug a tree position where my fingertips are touching in the center. I'm sitting up nice and tall. My shoulders are over my hips. I'm going to tuck my tail, begin to articulate back. I'm going to pull my hands into my sternum in a baby T. From there, I'm going to extend out to a big T, flip my hands. As I articulate forward in a round back position, I'm going to reach my hands back for the foot bar. From there, I'm going to tweeze the bottom tips of my shoulder blades, lift my arms up, circle them around towards my feet, reach long towards the uprights, don't collapse. And I'm going to articulate up to the beginning position in the hug a tree position. From there, I'm going to tuck my tail, articulate back, drawing my hands into the baby T position of my sternum. Open to a big T, flip my palms, articulate forward in the round back position as I squeeze my hands back to the foot bar. Lift my arms up and around as if I'm swimming, reaching for the uprights. Articulate up, bring my hands to the hug a tree position. Round back and pull the baby T. Extend a big T and flip. Round over my legs, reaching for the foot bar. Circle my arms up and around, towards my feet, over the uprights, or towards the uprights. Articulate up to the original position. Let's do 2 more. Tuck my tail, round back. Baby T, big T, flip. Reach back, hands up. Try to get a nice shoulder pad stretch here. And up, hug a tree position. Final one, then we're gonna do the flat back. Pull the straps in. Reach out to a big T. Flip your palms. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze back as you round over your legs. Think of roll up and mat. Up and over. Reaching for your toes. Articulate up. From there, I'm going to bring my hands in front of me. They're in line with my uprights. I'm going to bend at the elbows until I'm in a 90-degree position. I'm going to inhale, exhale. Flat back, hinge back. I'm going to extend my arms up for the wall and the ceiling behind me without flaring my ribs. I'm going to come straight up. I'm going to flat back hinge forward as far as I can before I round over my hands. Imagining that my reformer is in water, I'm going to reach my hands or paddles in the water next to my reformer and row backwards. From there, I'm going to articulate up as I reach my arms out to a T. I'm going to reach my arms forward, flipping my palms up at the same time in the process. Then I'm going to bicep curl to the 90-degree position. Flat back, hinge back. Lift my arms up, biceps no further than next to your ears. Flat back, hinge up. Flat back, hinge forward, then round forward. Tweeze, tweeze, tweeze the bottom tips of my shoulder blades. As I begin to articulate up, my arms will come to a T. They'll come forward, I'll flip my palms, and I'll bicep curl. Flat back, hinge back. You can lift your arms up to the ceiling rather than by your ears if you so choose. Now flat back, hinge forward, round forward, looking down at your knees. Tweeze it back, articulate up, bring your arms to a T, forward, and bicep curl. Let's add on. We're going to do 2 lower lifts this time. Flat back, hinge back, lower and lift 1, lower and lift 2, and now sit up tall, round forward, reach it back, articulate up as your arms come to a T, 90-degree position. Let's add on. We're going to lower and lift 3 times. Flat back, hinge back. Last time, best time. 1, and lower. 2, and lower. 3, sit up tall. Flat back, hinge forward. Dip your palms in the water. Row backwards. Articulate up to a T. Reach your arms forward and bicep curl. Now, take both straps in one hand. We're going to turn and we are going to come to sitting so that our hip bones are against the shoulder blocks. I'm going to take 1 strap in each hand. If you cannot accommodate this position with your legs extended long, you can crisscross applesauce, but you will need to switch the flip of your legs because like I did last time, I forgot to tell you when it was time. So for rowing 3, you're going to bring your thumbs into the straps with your fingers up on top. You're going to bring your arms to your natural waist, tweeze your shoulder blades, sit back, don't flare your ribs. Now crease up the sternum as if you're doing spine stretch and look down at your legs. Tap your fingers down to the mat and articulate forward, reaching for your toes. Now flat back, hinge up with your biceps by your ears. Tap just your fingers, lift it back up. Flat back, hinge to sitting up tall. Bring your arms to a field goal position or a 90-degree position on either side, and then bring your hands back to your natural waist with your elbows pointing back. Crease of the sternum, look down. Tap your fingers. Press your fingers forward as you round over your legs. Lift up to a flat back hinge with your biceps by your ears. Tap your fingers to the carriage and lift. Sit up tall, field goal position. Bring your hands to your natural waist with your elbows pointing back. Now begin to articulate forward. Tap your fingers. Press forward. Lift up to a flat back hinge. Tap your fingers down and up. Sit up tall. Field goal, original position. We have 2 more. Begin to articulate. Tap your fingers down. Slide them on the carriage as you articulate forward. Flat back hinge up. Tap your fingers and lift. Sit up tall. Field goal and lower. Begin the articulation, tap your fingers, reach it long, and lift, and tap, and lift. Sit up tall, and field goal, and lower. From there, we're going into hug a tree. Go ahead and flip the switch to your legs if you'd like. Your fingers are through, your thumbs are on the other side. We're going to inhale and tap, and exhale and open. Inhale, exhale. Sit up nice and tall, stretch your legs up nice and long. Pause here. Inhale, exhale to tap, inhale to open. Now we're going to do salute and shave the head. 2 options for salute and shave the head. We'll do the first one first for 5, and then we'll do the second option. So I have my hands in a diamond position. at the front of my forehead. When I press out, I'm going to Supergirl, bring my biceps from my ears, and when I pull back in, I'm going to bring it back to the diamond shape. And I'm going to Supergirl, and bring it back. Here's 3, 4. Try to keep that flat back hinge. Now, if you want to go on to the second, we're going to keep the diamond shape the whole time. Try not to shrug your shoulders. 2, 3, here's 4, and here's 5. Now, from there, we're going to flip our diamond shape to the back of our head. Now, we're going to Supergirl from behind our head and pull it back to shave the head. Supergirl, shave the head. Supergirl. Here's 4 and 5. Now, if you'd like to keep the diamond shape, stretch it up to a diamond and pull back. And diamond, pull back. 3, 4, and 5. Guys, we have one more exercise here. Give your legs a little shake. We're going to bring our hands down by our side. We're going to do 5 arm circles in each direction. Don't allow your arm circles to go behind you. So we're going to bring our arms up and open to a T and down and up through the center and open. Here's 3. Sit up nice and tall. 4. Nice long neck. And 5. And now we're going to reverse up and down. 2. 3. Here's 4. And 5. Carefully release the carriage to the bumper. Guys, from here we're going to go ahead and we're going to do some long box work, which is going to include the swan for some back extension work, a little bit more arm work, and then we're going to be moving into some full body and lower body work. I'm going to come off to the side. I'm going to leave it on the 1 medium spring or the 1 red spring. I'm going to place my box on in a long box position. If you would like, please put a sticky mat on for swan. We're going to be doing 5 swans, and then we're going to be turned around facing the uprights to do some seated arm work. Just a little bit more arm work, guys, and then we're going to be done. Go ahead and make sure that your box is in the center of your carriage for safety. I'm going to place one hand on my foot bar, other hand on. One leg goes up, and the other leg goes up. I'm going to scoot up on my box so that my sternum and 12th rib are at the edge. I'm going to draw my belly button up and in, squeeze my glutes, squeeze my inner thighs, so I'm not tenting at the hips. My hands are wide. My fingers are all facing the same way, so I'm not gripping onto the foot bar for real life. I'm pressing into it with the meaty part of my palm. I'm going to press out on 1, draw my belly button up to my spine, wrap my ribs, and I'm going to float up on 2. Press back on 3, and in on 4. My belly button is pulled in the whole time, and my ribs are wrapping the whole time. Do not crunch your chin, your back of your head to your back. So, even when I'm fully extended, my head is still looking down at an angle. I'm not looking straight ahead. Here's 4. Really squeeze your inner thighs, guys. If you're feeling your low back, draw your belly button up even tighter. If you're still feeling it, squeeze your legs all the way together. And if you're still feeling it, please stop doing this movement. Now, keeping both hands on the foot bar, we're going to step one leg off the other leg, and then we're going to release our hands. We're going to come to sitting on the box, facing the uprights. The springs are a little lighter. So, if you feel like the springs are too light, you can scoot back to the closer to the foot bar edge of your box. Please don't fall off. If you feel like they're too heavy, you can scooch forward and bring your feet on the frame a little bit more. I'd love to see everyone keeping their knees underneath their ankles. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to find our handles. We're going to flip our palms up. We're going to do bicep curls. When we do bicep curls, don't drop your elbows to pull it in. We're going to keep our bicep where it is, and we're going to bring our hand and our strap to our shoulder. Don't drop those elbows. So here's 10. While we're doing this, Really squeeze in on the box with your calves at first. We don't want to move the carriage by moving our body like this. We want to keep our shoulders stacked over our hips. If you have a mirror nearby, go ahead and take a look and try to make sure that you're not moving your body. It might not feel like the weight is heavy enough, but try to not move your body at all when you do it. Now flip your palms and tweeze the bottom tips of your shoulder blades and pull those straps back, squeezing your elbows back just like we did on rowing 3, but the straps will come up a little higher. Mine come to my bra strap line. But don't pull them up here and break your wrist. Wherever you come, make sure you're not breaking your wrist to do it. You want to keep a nice straight wrist. Here's 6. If you feel like you need a little bit more, drop your legs to the side, but make sure you're not moving your body to do it. It's going to take a little bit more ab work to do it this way. Good. Now, we're going to do one-sided rowing with a twist. So pull your right hand and look over your right elbow and come back. Now pull your left hand, look over your left elbow, and come back. Is this slow? 100%. It's so that we don't use our body weight for the rotation. None of your sits bones should feel light on either side as you do this work. Here's 4. I lost count. I think it feels really nice. I think this is 5, but we're going to do one more set on each side. And here's 5. We're going to be doing some tricep work next. So to do that with a hinge forward, we are going to place our feet with our knees over our ankles on the box. We're going to flat back hinge forward, looking in at the well. From there, I'm going to have my arms extended straight in front of me. My fingertips are long. Pardon me, allergies. From there, we're just going to press it straight back, tweezing the bottom tips of our shoulder blades, and bring it forward, and press it back and forward. While we're here, go ahead and squeeze in on the box ever so gently, not with your knees, but with more of your calves and inner thighs to get a little bit more engagement. Here's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Stay back there. Now bend at the elbow, bringing your hand up, kind of like a coordination, and then press it back. Maybe not all the way up to your shoulder. I know I can't do that. But just bring it up, just like you would for coordination. Tweeze the bottom tips of the shoulder blades the whole time. Here's 6, 7, 8, belly button up and in, wrap the ribs. 10, and bring it all the way forward as you sit up tall. Take your straps. We're going to go ahead and stretch out our arms real fast. Take your left arm across your body and give it a little pull. Then take your right arm across your body, give it a little pull across your body. Place your hands on the box before you slide off for safety. We're going to do some long stretch series exercises. So, if you would like a challenge with long stretch exercises, just leave just your red or your medium on. We will be adding a blue spring after the long stretch exercise. That is a 1 medium, 1 light. So if you'd like to add that now, you're welcome to. Otherwise, I'm going to place one hand on the foot bar, other hand on the foot bar. Bring one foot up. I'm going to tuck my toe and place my foot and my heel in front of the shoulder block. I'm going to straighten my leg. From there, I'm going to lift my other leg up. My shoulders are over my wrists. I'm tucking my tail slightly so I'm not swaying on my low back, right? I'm going to press back and pull it forward. And here's 2. Squeeze your inner thighs, squeeze your glutes. Imagine that you're pulling the foot bar apart with your hands. And that'll really help to flatten and widen your shoulder blades. Draw your ribs together, draw your belly button up and in. If you're feeling your back, you've lost a little tuck and you're swaying on your back. One more. Pull it in, pause. as you lower your knees, pull the carriage in with your underarms. Now, place the blue spring on if you haven't already, or the medium spring. So now we have one medium and one light spring on. From there, I have my heels and my shoulder blocks. I'm going to squeeze my glutes so I can press forward so my shoulders are over my wrists. I'm still pulling apart my foot bar. We're going to do down stretch here in more of a flat back position rather than an arch or back extension position today. So we're going to press back and bring it forward, bringing our shoulders over our wrists. It's almost a saw movement. It's very similar to the long stretch movement, of course, but I can feel it more strongly in my glutes now. One more, and then we're going to go into elephant, round back and flat back. So keep it in as a bumper. Rise up to the balls of your feet, hike your hips back, and then walk your feet flat right in front of the shoulder blocks. Have an equal weight behind your big toe, your baby toe, and your heel. And your toes should be really light so you can wiggle them on the carriage. Now round up, drawing your belly button up, 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 leaving your biceps by your ears. Now press it out, keeping a round back position, keeping your heels down, and pull it forward as if someone punched you in the stomach. 5, we're going to 10, 6, 7, 8, 9, don't allow the weight to leave your heel. Now, press back, coming into a flat back position with your biceps by your ears. Again, you want to keep a slight little tiny tail, tuck in your tail with low back. So we're going to press back and saw our legs under. This will feel a little bit more like a hamstring stretch when you finally find your rhythm on it. Here's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now from here, we're going to carefully bend our knees to bring them down to the carriage. We're going to walk our feet back, so we're tucking our toes and pressing our heels back into the carriage. We're going to be doing knee stretch. We're going to be doing round back knee stretch, flat back knee stretch, and jackrabbit, where our knees are hovered in a flat back position for a knee stretch. We're going to be doing 10 of each of these as well. So I'm going to press back, and then I'm going to hover my glutes off my heel as I round back and I lean forward, trying to bring my biceps behind my ears again. Press back, not losing the round back position at any time, and bring my legs under. And press back and round back and under. 2, 3, 4. Shoulders away from the ears. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now come in and come to a flat back position, still with a tiny touch, so you don't want to sway, right? And then press back and flat back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. If you do not want to do jackrabbit, please feel free to find a nice child's pose for this stretch. Otherwise, we're going to press our hands back, getting ready for flat back. We're going to hover our knees, and then we're going to press back and in. Still tucking our tailbone slightly. So all we've done is we've taken flat back and hovered our knees. 6, 7, keep your knees as low as you can. 2 more. 10. Bring it in. Press your knees. Bring your toes together in the center. Reach your arms over the foot bar. Press back into a child's pose. If it's more comfortable for you, bring your hands under the foot bar to the platform to rest in child's pose for a minute. Now articulate up to sitting up nice and tall. From here, we're going to be doing a star series or a star progression. we're going to be doing star on our knees. It's going to be really heavy on the lat area or the underarm, so we're really going to have to pull our shoulder blades down to keep the carriage in at the bumper. After that, we're going to be doing a star in tandem. So not the full progression of star, but a couple of really nice modifications for it. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm sitting on my right hip. My right hand is on the foot bar. It's a little bit in front of the center. I don't want to be sitting directly on top of my knees because when I press up to star, my top knee's not going to have anywhere to go. So I want my top knee a little bit on the carriage as well, right? My knees are lined up with the front shoulder block. I'm going to bring my arm out to a T. This is a glute heavy exercise. I'm going to squeeze my glutes to bring my hips forward. And then I'm going to sit back. I'm using a lot of underarm work here, or a lot of lat work, to keep the carriage in at the bumper the whole time. We have two more on this side. I'm going to lift, squeezing my legs together. Oh, they wanted to separate. A lot of inner thigh too, right? One more. Abs up and in, wrapping the ribs, shoulder blades down, sit back. From there, I'm going to come through center. I'm going to tuck my toes, press my heels back. I'm going to bring my shoulders over my wrist, and I'm just going to cat-cow with my breath 3 times. A lot of times we do articulation cat-cow. Right here, we just want to find some nice spinal movement. Try not to let your hips go back behind your knees. All right, from there, I'm going to switch my position so that I'm sitting on my left hip. Again, I don't want to necessarily stack my knees right on top of each other because when I press up to the star, my top knee's not going to have anywhere to go. So they are slightly in tandem, or one in front of the other one. The top knee's in front of the bottom knee. I'm going to take my left hand and place it in front of the center, so closer to the edge in front of my body. I'm going to bring my top arm out to a T position. From there, I'm going to inhale, exhale, squeeze under my arm and press up into a side knee star position, squeezing my inner thighs. And then I'm going to sit back. Exhale and press up. Ooh, my shoulder wanted to get in on it that time. Make sure your shoulder doesn't get in on it. And lower. So really think of spiraling out a little bit to your pinky blade edge for the hand that's on the foot bar to get a little bit more engagement under your arms. Now, we're going to go ahead and come back through the center and do 3 more cat-cows at your own pace, so you can find some nice enjoyment in the movement. So, lay your hands on the foot bar, step carefully off to the side. To get on for star for this modification, we are going to have to place one hand on the foot bar and then one foot and then the other foot. If you are uncomfortable with this position, please feel free to do the modification of star that we just did previously on our knees. I'm going to take this is my right hand, sorry. I'm going to place it in front of the middle. I can see my middle finger here. It's going to go a little bit closer to that edge away from me. And then I'm going to place my right leg on the outside edge up against the shoulder block. Ooh, and my toes pointed away. And then I'm going to swing my other leg up and around. I'm going to place my hand by my side. From there, I'm going to press the carriage away. And as I do, I'm going to float my arm up to a T. And as I bring the carriage back in with my underarm or my lat, my hand will float to my side. I'm still squeezing my glutes to press my hips forward, and I'm not sinking to my side. It's a nice side bend, right? And we have one more. Really squeeze those glutes. All right, from here, I'm not going to step off. I'm going to take my left hand to the foot bar. As I rotate my body, tucking my toes, bringing my heels against the shoulder blocks, my right hand is going to come to the other side of the foot bar. I'm going to bring my shoulders over my wrists, and without bending my elbows, I'm going to bend my knees, tap my knees to the carriage, and press back out to a plank. We have 2 more. I'm going to tap my knees and press back out. Leave that slight tuck in your tail the whole time. Press back out. Now I'm not going to get off again I'm going to take my left hand closer to my right hand across the center and rotate my body so that my right leg is on the top, and my left leg is on the bottom. My shoulders over my wrist. I'm going to press out. As I press out, I'm going to bring my right arm to a T. I'm going to squeeze into my arm to bring the carriage back in and lower my right arm. I'm going to press out and lift my right arm, squeezing under my arm the whole time on the left side. I have one more. From here, I'm not going to get off. I'm going to take my right hand down to the outside of the foot bar, walk my left hand over as my body rotates. I have my shoulders over my wrists. I'm going to do 3 more knee taps. Don't bend your elbows. Keep your shoulders over your wrists, tap your knees, and lift. Tap your knees, and lift. Tap your knees, and lift. From there, I'm going to step one foot off to the side, bend my knee to bring the carriage into the bumper, step my other foot off, and release my hands. From there, we are going to go in to standing side controls. I'm going to use the same spring tension I currently have on, which is 1 medium and 1 light spring. On my machine, that's 1 red, 1 blue. Please feel free to modify to your level of comfort. I'm going to place my standing platform in, and I like to put my sticky mat on the standing platform. If you cannot stand up without holding on to anything, please do not do these exercises at home. Otherwise, I'm going to take my right foot, step it onto the standing platform, not the carriage. You never step on the carriage first or off the carriage last. The carriage is always the last to come on and the first to come off. I'm going to squeeze my glutes on the right side, stand up tall, place my left foot at the edge of the carriage. I'm going to bend my knees, flat back, hinge forward. Take my hands in a diamond shape, tweeze the bottom tips of my shoulder blades, and place them on my sacrum. I'm going to place my weight in my standing platform leg and press out with the carriage and resist it back in. You should not be using your body weight for this exercise. I have a straight line from the tip top of my head up through my tail. Here's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Squeeze the carriage into the bumper with your inner thighs. Transfer your weight to your carriage leg. Now, straighten your standing platform leg. This is always the hardest to switch to and come back in. There we go. It usually takes me about 2 to 3 times before I can get it right. It's a little different because your leg's wobbly. 6, abs up and in, shoulders up, back and down. Now we're going to do skater. We're going to come in. We're going to transfer our weight to our standing platform leg. Press out the carriage, transfer your weight to your carriage, and bend the standing platform leg to come in. Transfer your weight to standing platform. Press the carriage, transfer your weight to the carriage, and bend in. Standing platform, press carriage. Transfer the weight and in. Weight and standing platform, press, transfer weight, and in. One more. Now, keep your leg in your carriage leg. We're going to reverse it. We're going to press out, transfer the weight to the standing platform, and bend the carriage leg in. Transfer the weight to the carriage and press, reverse, and in. Carriage, press, platform, in. Carriage, transfer, in. Carriage, transfer, in. Now, take your carriage leg, step off to the back. If you need to, you can step your standing platform leg off, but we're going to remove 1 spring for inner thighs. I removed my medium spring, so I have 1 light spring on for my inner thigh work. It's very light. Please be very careful. Squeeze the glute on the right leg, stand up to tall, place the foot on the inside, toe ball heel to the center in parallel. Bring your hands down by your side. Press the carriage out as you bring your arms to a T. And lower your arms to your side so you squeeze it back in. and open, and squeeze. Here's 4, and 5. Now, open your arms to a T, and we're going to squeeze them down, and then open them as we come in. Squeeze down, and open. Here's 3. Squeeze your glutes strongly, really squeeze those inner thighs, stack your shoulders over your hips. 1 more. Now, keeping the carriage in at the bumper with your inner thighs, toe ball heel your foot in, lift your carriage leg, step off carefully to the back. Replace that medium spring that you took off. So we have 1 medium, 1 light spring on. On my machine, that's 1 red, 1 blue. We're gonna do the other side. We're gonna do a semicircle modification on the carriage. And then we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna do teaser for fun, right? All right, so left foot up on the standing platform. Squeeze your glutes, press it up. Again, if you can't do this, please do not do these exercises. Place your foot on the edge of the carriage. Bend your knees, come into a flat back hinge with a straight line through the tip top of your head up through your tail. Place your hands in a diamond shape on your sacrum. Transfer your weight to the standing platform leg and press the carriage away and release. Don't shift your hips to do this. 3, 4, it's not a big movement. 5, 6, 7, 8. Draw your ribs together, belly button up and in. Now squeeze it in at the center with your inner thighs. Transfer your weight to your carriage leg and press with the standing platform. Again, don't forget, it's a little weird at first. So if you can't get it right the first time, don't freak out about it. Just really isolate that standing platform leg in the movement. Don't forget to breathe. Here's 9 and 10. Okay. Squeeze in at the bumper. Transfer your weight to your carriage leg. We're gonna do skater. We're gonna press out with the carriage leg, transfer weight to the carriage, and bring it back in. Put your weight in your standing platform leg, press out with carriage, transfer the weight, and back in. Oh, that was not a pretty one. Transfer your weight, standing platform, and press. Put your weight in the carriage leg, and in. 1 more in this direction, standing platform, carriage, and in. Now keep your weight in the carriage leg and press it out. Now transfer your weight to the standing platform leg and bend your carriage leg to come in. Transfer your weight to the carriage and press out. Transfer your weight to the standing platform and come in. Now carriage, press, standing platform, resist. Carriage, press, standing platform, resist. 1 more, carriage, press, standing platform, resist. Bring it all the way in. Take your carriage foot off. Step back. Again, if you can do the spring change without moving your leg off the standing platform, please feel free to. We're going into inner thigh. I removed the 1 medium spring. I have 1 light spring or 1 blue spring on. The carriage is much lighter. Inhale, exhale, squeeze it up. Place your foot down on the carriage. Toe ball heel to the center and parallel. Squeeze your glutes forward. Press it out, bring your arms to a T, and lower your arms as the carriage comes in. 1, and T, and squeeze on 2, and T, and squeeze on 3. Nice wide shoulder blades, nice wide open collarbone. Still think of tweezing the bottom tips of the shoulder blades. Now staying at the bumper, lift your arms to a T. As you press out, squeeze, and bring your arms to a T. Now squeeze your arms down, and carriage comes in. Arms down, carriage in. We have 2 more. Wrap your ribs, draw your belly button up and in. On this next one, we're gonna come in, squeeze your inner thighs in, toe ball heel your foot into the edge of the carriage. Float that carriage foot off, step carefully to the back. Okay guys, great job. We can go ahead and get rid of our standing platform and our sticky mat or mats. we're going to go ahead and keep just one blue spring on. It is going to be hamstring heavy. So if you feel like it is too hamstring heavy, try just a medium spring or a red spring. If that's still not enough, a red or blue is the highest I would recommend you go. So my headrest is still down. I'm going to come onto my back. I'm in a high heel position in the center of my foot bar with my heels together, my toes apart. I'm going to go ahead and hold on to my pegs gently or my shoulder blocks if I don't have pegs. From there, I'm going to articulate out, driving my knees over my toes. I'm going to press out and articulate my back down to the carriage, and then I'm going to bend my knees using my hamstring to pull the carriage into the bumper. Still squeezing my hamstrings, I'm going to articulate up into a bridge. Then I'm going to press it out carefully, guys. It's very hard. Articulate down, hamstring curl the carriage into the bumper. One more in this direction. Really squeeze down those hamstrings, drive those knees over the toes. Press the carriage out. Articulate down, hamstring curl in. Now from here, we're going to press the carriage away without moving our back off the carriage. Then we're going to tuck our tail and articulate up into the bridge. Pull the carriage into the bridge across the bumper and articulate down, keeping the carriage into the bumper. Press it out with our back on the carriage. Imprint our spine, tuck our tail, articulate up. Bend our knees, pulling our knees across the foot bar, and then when it's into the bumper, articulate down. One more. Wow, that's hard. Press it out. Imprint our spine, tuck our tail, articulate up. Bend our knees, pulling them across the foot bar, and then articulate down. From there, we're going to lift our legs up, walk our hands up the backs of our legs, point and flex our feet a few times, because geez, right? Let's do 2 more articulations. Bend your knees in. Roll to the side, come up to sitting. It's time for teaser. Change it to 1 light or 1 blue spring if you change your spring tension for semicircle. All right, I'm going to scooch my booty forward. Not so I'm sitting on my shoulder blocks, but my feet are on the headrest, my toes are pointing off. I'm going to put my handles on my wrists like bracelets, and I'm going to choke up to gently hold on to either the tape or the metal part of my rope. As you can see, the carriage is very light. Use control and don't swing it around, or odds are you're going to have a lot of trouble in your teaser. From here, we're going to do 3 rollbacks. Tuck your tail, roll back. Let's just get used to the weight of the carriage. Keep your head up so your hair doesn't get caught in the springs. Articulate up. If you feel your feet growing light, choke up on the straps a little bit, or try to really use that articulation. You might be trying to flat back a little bit, and it can be causing a lot of problems for you. On this last one, we're going to stay back. We're going to begin teaser from here. We're going to begin and end with our feet on the headrest. We're going to come through tabletop and lift up. So inhale, come to tabletop as we begin to lift up into teaser. Pause here for 1 moment. Tuck your tail, roll back. You can just bring your legs to tabletop if you like on this one. Otherwise, the option's there for you to rest your feet on the headrest. Inhale, exhale, tuck your tail, roll up. Now, beat your heels together for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You can leave your feet in teaser or tabletop or rest them on this one. Roll back. Final one. Inhale, exhale, articulate up. We're going to do ballet beats. So cross the left thigh for 1 and cross for 2. Ooh, here's 3, 4, just 1 more for 5. Feet together, articulate down, 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 down. Bring your feet into tabletop, rest them on the headrest. Articulate up, bring the carriage into the bumper gently, peg your straps, scoop back but not off your carriage. Inhale your arms up and round over your legs. Take a couple nice deep breaths here. Guys, we are going in to feet and straps, and then we're gonna do the ballet stretches and figure 4, and then we're gonna be all done. I'm gonna come up to sitting up. I'm going to change over to my feet straps. I'm going to leave my headrest down because after we do our feet and straps, we're going to do some short spine work. So I'm going to leave my headrest down just for safety purposes. I'm going to roll, or actually I'm going to go ahead and add a spring too because that's really light for footwork. I like to use one medium, one light spring for my footwork, especially with short spine. On my machine, again, that's one red and one blue, and that's the same spring tension that I will also use for my ballet stretches. I'm going to come down onto my back. Again, my headrest is down. I'm going to press the carriage away from the bottom with my legs. Bring my left leg up, put that foot strap on, press that leg straight, bend my right knee in, put that right strap on my foot. I'm going to come into a frog, leaving my sacrum heavy, and I'm going to press out and resist it in. Here's 2. 3, 4, 5. This is an exercise series that I like to do myself when I'm really looking to get a harder workout in. I really enjoy it. It's a lot of leg work, I feel. Good. Here's 10. Now only come in a little bit, so you're in a nice wide diamond position. Now rotate the femur and the hip socket to close all of your leg together. So the inner thigh, the knee, the calf, the inner aspects of the feet. Now rotate the femur and the hip socket to turn out everything out to Pilates feet. Imagine that your legs are a book. If you're not really feeling it, go ahead and bend your knees a little bit more. Oh, I felt it more there. Lower your legs a little bit. Straighten your legs a little bit and see if you can really find the connection. I like to adjust it every now and then, just for fun. Here's 9. One more. Now keep it open. Now lift your legs up in the diamond shape the whole time, and now squeeze with the backs of your legs to extend your leg to working level. Now resist the spring tension coming up with your feet up to the ceiling. Staying in the diamond shape, press it down. Float your diamond up and press your diamond away. I think this is the hardest double leg lower lift. It really isolates the rotational muscles, the inner thigh. If you don't feel the inner thigh, squeeze your heels together even stronger. Like you're trying to keep a dime between your heels. Here's 8. Here's 9. One more. And then we're going to do 5 leg circles in each direction. So now, go ahead and extend your legs long, float them up to the ceiling, open your legs to the side, circle them down and around. Don't double click your heels, and up. You want to bring your legs together with control. You shouldn't have any swinging and double clicking. When you bring your legs up, don't tuck your tail. I like to get a nice little stretch there, but I always make sure to keep my tail super heavy. One more, and up. Now, float your legs down through the center, open them wide to the side and lift, and down through the center. This is the one that I really love to double click my heels on when they come up. And then there's 3. And 4. And here's 5. Good. So the first thing we're going to do is straighten our left leg down, bend our right leg in, take that strap, go ahead and locate the foot bar with that right knee, then bend your knee in as your leg comes straight up to the ceiling. Finding that nice stretch right in the back of the leg. Try not to bend your knee. Try to keep your tailbone heavy, your sacrum flattened all the way. Now straighten that right leg, bring that left leg across the midline, and bend your leg as you come in for an IT band stretch. You can take 2 fingers and gently rest them on the strap to try to increase that stretch. Try to keep that hip down here. I really like the T-band stretch on the ballet stretches with the feet straps from the hips down. Straighten that right leg again. Turn out your right leg and your left leg as you bring your left leg to the outside for an inner thigh stretch. You can go ahead and hold on to that strap if you'd like to increase that stretch, but try to keep your sacrum heavy again. Ooh, my leg starts to shake on this one. Keep breathing. Okay, go ahead and straighten that right leg one more time. Bring the left leg down. Take the right leg across, above your knee on your thigh, cross above your ankle on your shin, across in a figure 4 stretch. And then bend that knee in, but leave that sacrum heavy for a figure 4 stretch. You can place your hand on your right thigh if you'd like to increase that stretch, but don't let that right hip float off, right? Now, go ahead and straighten that right leg. Take your right foot, or your left leg, take that right strap, place it on your right foot, straighten that leg, bend your left leg, peg that left strap, bend that right knee till you can find the footboard with that left leg. Now straighten that right leg up to the air, bend that left leg, and find that stretch. Stay here for a couple breaths. Try to straighten that leg all the way. I think mine wants to bend. Now straighten that left leg, bring that right leg across the midline, but try to keep that right hip down, and then bend that left leg. Go ahead and place 2 fingers on that strap if you'd like to increase that T-band stretch. Drop that tailbone pretty heavy, keep that sacrum nice and flat. All right, straighten that right leg, or that left leg, turn out both your left leg and your right leg, and then bend that knee into that inner thigh stretch. Again, you can pull on the strap gently if you'd like to increase that stretch. This is where my leg always shakes, both sides, I guess. I was pretty mad at me today. Okay, guys, one final stretch. Go ahead and straighten that left leg, bring that right leg back to that first stretch in front of your body. Take your left leg, bend it, placing the left shin on the right thigh below the knee, above the ankle. So below the knee on the right leg, above the ankle on the left leg, and then bend that knee in. Again, you can take your hand gently on your left thigh, try to press that leg out a little bit. Try not to allow your hips shift when you're trying this, right? Go ahead and straighten that right leg, unhook that left leg, bend that right leg in, find the footboard with the left foot, take that strap off, peg it, come up off to the side. Woo. Go ahead and take a nice deep breath as an inhale, exhale it all away. Guys, thank you so much for joining me. If you have any questions or need any modifications, please feel free to reach out, and I hope to see you again. Thank you.